Welcome, y'all, to the Power of You telesummit. We have some great guests. And so I know that you're going to really like it, and you're really going to get a lot of powerful tips from these ladies. So let's just get started. Each of you introduce yourself. Dorsey, you're top on my list, so go ahead and introduce yourself. All right, ladies, we seem to be frozen. Are y'all there? Can you hear me? All right, ladies, let's try this again. Can y'all hear me? Ladies, can y'all hear me?
A bit chilly for you.
Let's try this again. Can y'all hear me?
-8, I saw.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's over 30 here.
Yeah, we're getting ready for another freeze here, and I'm close to Galveston.
Yeah, it's snowing here. Okay, isn't technology wonderful? What? Bring me my phone.
I don't think Andrea can.
Andrea, Marta, can you hear us?
No. Are you, did you, no, we can't hear you. We can see you. Did you?
Let me try this again. Now can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? What the heck?
Stays live.
Can y'all hear me now?
There she is.
Oh, thank God. I'm telling y'all, this has been crazy. It's snowing here, so I don't know if that's having something to do with it. Texas not used to snow. I'm not sure.
I know, I was going to say she looks a bit frozen.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now?
It stops you from freezing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is
There
crazy.
she is.
I've never had this happen before. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the snow. Dorsey, tell us about yourself.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, we're already fast friends. I don't know where you've been.
I've been frozen in Texas.
Hey, so I forget, where are you in Texas?
Outside of Tyler, East Texas.
Okay. I'm out towards Galveston, so we're about to freeze. I guess you guys are too tonight.
Oh, we're snowing at the moment.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why you're having the issues.
All the
that you're
schools are
having,
sending
I
those little
guess.
texts where ain't nobody going to school tomorrow. The roads are bad. That's the
Oh,
way it,
gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Well, hey again, everybody. I'm again Dorsey Hill, and what do you want us to just tell a little bit about our business,
Yes.
or what do you?
Tell
what
us
do you
about
want?
you and your
Okay,
business
great.
and what made you decide to do that business.
Okay. Well, my business is, I tell everyone I'm a realistic wellness lifestyle expert. And I say realistic for two reasons. That's chocolate and cheesecake. And I'm going to eat them. So I've created a healthy lifestyle where I can have those little indulgences and still enjoy that lifestyle for a long term. And I've been doing that for about 15 years, been off of all of my medications that I was on, and have had no vaccines, no antibiotics, nothing in that time period. And so that's what I help women do now, is mainly achieve permanent weight loss, or permanent change, with weight loss, so that they can realize long-term success without failure or fear of failure. And then I'm also adding in, I've been a dancer since I was 4. And so I'm getting back into movement and also working on being a sacred movement mentor, because I'm also certified in a healing dance therapy called chakra dance. And I'm going to be doing retreats and adding that in, and very excited about that, because I'm all about the entire mind, body, spirit to complete whole body wellness. So that's me in a nutshell. Why did I do that? Well, I like to have fun, and why not? No.
Yeah.
I mean, why the heck not? When I was in school, I was pre-med, actually. So I've always been interested in how the body works. And I unfortunately lost my mother when I was 22 years old, and she was only 47. And she passed away of a very rare form of cancer. And so I just started to rethink, traditional medicine. And I was really being drawn into more of a natural healing methodology. And so then I got out and just started pursuing more of a natural holistic path, and one thing after another, and decided, you know what, I'm going to put all this together, everything that I've done to create a healthy lifestyle and help people figure out how to do it, get out of the overwhelm and the confusion from where to start, because there's so much information. A lot of it is misinformation, and it's a lot of times the start that stops most people. And that's what I love to help people figure out, is their plan to set that up in motion and make it a healthy lifestyle. And that's me.
Well, we're glad to have you on here. Kim, tell us about yourself and your business, and what made you decide to go in that direction.
Okay. Well, I actually run a couple of businesses, but the one that I am trying to grow and do more with is I am a financial coach. And so people sometimes get that confused with a financial advisor. So I don't do the investing. I help people get off the roller coaster of living paycheck to paycheck, pay off debt. I call myself a legacy creator because I help them get in a position to leave a legacy with both their life and their money. Teaching their children, that's a really important part of it for me, to make sure that they're passing it on to the next generation, not just keeping that information for themselves. And what got me into it? Many, many years ago, like when my kids were really tiny, someone told me that they were building a house to be debt free. And back then we never heard that word. And so I went on a journey to figure out how I could do that. And so my husband and I actually have gotten debt free twice, which there's good and bad to that. I really know how to do it, but hard lessons to do it twice. But so over the last 8 years, I've been teaching others how to do the same and leave that legacy through those means. So that would be kind of a short nutshell version.
I think that's so true, that debt-free was unheard of. My husband and I are now debt-free, but we came from divorce. And so when you go through divorce, especially as a woman, you have a lot of unanswered deals. I came from domestic violence with my first marriage, so I was never in charge of the finances. So being in debt was a scary moment for me because I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to buy a house, I'm gonna have to do this, I'm gonna have to do all these things on my own. And so it was a very scary journey to take that first step. So I was very careful this time, knock on wood, because it can happen any moment. Something can happen that throws you back into that. But I was very careful how I did it this time, how I structured my business, how I structured the home we bought, because I got a settlement from my divorce. So I made sure that I invested that money and I didn't just, hey, look, we have some money, let's go. Because a lot of people live by that philosophy. They think, oh, well, I have this much money coming in, and so I can spend this much money because, that much money is going to come next month. But what happens is sometimes jobs can fail you, businesses can fail, the economy can drop, you can have a death, a divorce, your kids can act crazy and you have to be financially responsible. Anything can happen, y'all. I'm telling y'all, anything can happen.
Or your health.
Yes,
you
your
can have
health.
a catastrophic health event.
Or even your spouse's health or your parents. I mean, because that's where my fear came from. Because my mother and stepfather, my stepdad was an engineer. He made $100K plus a year. My mother and him are now retired and not debt free. And for me, that was a fear because I'm putting money from my, livelihood to help them scrape by on their Social Security and what they did because they did not invest. And so, and they invested in things that didn't have a return, like their house. That's, now they owe more on it than it's worth, vehicles, things that didn't have long-term legacy effects. And I thought to myself, that is not a place I want to leave my 4 children or my grandchildren. I don't want a GoFundMe page up there to take care of my life. I don't understand that. That kind of gets me. When, someone passed away, they got to GoFundMe. I mean, but it happens, and it happens
for almost everything.
In our society, they don't think about the tomorrows or where they're going to live. They don't have life insurance. They don't have burial insurance. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, you need some things because you possibly won't have for one thing, unless you're on up there, your Social Security is going to be nil because that you're getting that at the end of the year. So you're not paying it. A company's not paying in for you. And unless you're paying in yourself, it's not going to work well. Unless you have your own personal 401k, you're not going to retire with it, at 70 with your pension plan. And so we have to put those things in place for ourselves, like life insurance, like things, our businesses even. Put it in place. Some of our businesses, especially for authors, we have where that income is going to come even after we're gone. We need to make arrangements for who that's going to so our children don't fight over it. But those kind of things, you don't think about, honestly. And a lot of times as women, we don't think about them at all. We just say, oh, well, my husband handles that or my significant other handles that. And we really need to know where our money's going and how it's working for us or how it's not working for us, whatever the case may be. So I think that's very important. And when we get off of here, I want to talk to you about my magazine because I'm looking for someone to help in that department to give tips and techniques and help for women because we need it. I mean, we have to have a financial plan. That's all there is. Trish, introduce yourself to us. I'm so excited that you're on here because you are from way, way down under. So I'm so excited that you are here.
Just holding everybody up because I'm way down under. Hi. My passion is helping and mentoring my clients to leverage their business of speaking and communication. So I'm all about helping you to believe, act, share, and then start your journey as an influencer, built around the fact that I know absolutely deep here what it's like not to be able to get up and speak and share my message or my business. I'm an introvert by nature, but I'm an introvert that knows how to be a brilliant speaker, and I like to help other introverts to be able to do that. I'm a multi-international award winner, a speaker, mentor, coach, author, an international best-selling author actually, and a radio host. So I know what it's like to write books and make all the mistakes and have them sticking inside your boxes. So I mentor authors to help them unlock that message inside and share it with everybody. And I know what it's like to be an advocate, to have a passionate message and then want to be able to share it without letting the emotion absolutely overwhelm you so the message still gets through. So they're the people I help, and it's helping them become influencers in today's world, in speaking, communication, in repurposing and leveraging and getting themselves out there.
Yes, I think that's so important. Sometimes we let that fear that we have overtake that passion and that how we want to get it out, or sometimes we stumble in the delivery of our message, and sometimes the emotions lock us all up and we're knotted. We can feel it in our throat, we can't swallow it, it gets stuck in our chest. And so it's very important that if that is you, that you reach out to someone who can walk you through it, because every single person should have a mentor or a coach. No matter what you do, there is always something you can learn, something you can improve upon, and someone else who's been further than you are, who can help you take your game to the next level. And so every single person should have a mentor. Even if they're just someone you look up to, you follow, you listen to their videos, you follow them on YouTube, you follow them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever it is you follow them. Make sure that you're connecting with others who are going where you want to go. Surrounding yourself with women who are going to uplift you, and men too, but y'all know my tribe is mostly women. But surrounding yourself with people who are where you want to be. My grandmother used to tell me, you become who you surround yourself with. So if you're not surrounded with people who are smarter than you, who know more about your field than you do, who have a better financial situation than you do, who are doing it better than you are, then you're not going to improve. You're not going to learn. Iron sharpens iron. So you have to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who can feed into you, inspire you, encourage you, and really just force you to step up. Because a lot of times that's what you need. You need that shove. Like the little bird out the nest, you need a shove. And y'all know this is my first telesummit, and I'll be honest, I wanted to do it last year, but fear got a hold of me. And I let my partner and I talked us out of it really fast. And so that's why this one came in January, and I just put it out there and got it done, because I thought, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put a date out there, and then if I don't do it, everybody on Facebook is going to be like, what the heck happened? So you have to do it, because, I have 3,800 friends on that thing. I cannot answer 3,800 messages about what happened. And so, but sometimes that fear just stops us. And be honest, the thing that you're afraid of is probably not as big or as bad as you think it is. You've just built it up. You've given it momentum. It's not that bad. I mean, if it goes wrong, just start over. As long as you're breathing, you have another day. It's not like it's the end of the world. If it flops, it flops. Everybody learns from their mistakes. If you haven't made any, then you haven't done anything. You haven't tried anything new. How many times do you think before they invented electricity, before they invented all kinds of things, there was a lot of mistakes, probably some injuries too. At least you're not going to get injured. You're just going to, if you get up there and no words come out, it's okay. I've been there. The first time I spoke, nothing came out. They handed me that microphone, and you know how you watch that slow-mo movie of your life? That was me. And it wasn't even at a big event. I mean, it was like in a thrift store for the domestic violence victim. I mean, it was a small event. I had like a little bitty stage about 2 foot by 2 foot to stand on, really like a box podium. And they handed you this microphone that was hooked up to a PA system. That was the store's PA system. And when they handed it to me, no words came out of my mouth. My husband was standing at the back of the room giving me thumbs up like, it's time to start. He's trying to video. And nothing was coming out. No words at all. And then the lady in the front row said, "We can't hear you, darling." And so I thought, I was turning on the microphone, because we could fake it. I said, the microphone wasn't working. And then once you get over that moment, it's done. After that, I could stand up in the Chevron gas station and just start talking. I can talk to anybody, because once you get past that fear, it's over. It's done. I mean, the first time is never nice. It's the same way with dating, with anything you do the first time. The first time you kissed, the first time you went out on a date, the first time you took a test at school, it's never great the first time. I mean, it's not. You build it up in your mind, and then you either overwhelmed it or you made it into this big boogie monster that lives under your bed and in your closet as a child, and it's not that bad. So just do it, even if you have the fear, but reach out to someone who can help you with it, because that's what they're there for. That's what they were put there, to speak into other people's lives. Dr. Sue, tell us about yourself. And I know your wonderful business because I am loving that eye cream.
Ah, good. I'm a transformational psychologist who empowers people of all walks in life to have an infinitely beautiful life. And how do I do that? Well, I not only have a private practice in psychology, I help people reach goals that they never even dreamt they could reach. And I'm a board certified coach, but I'm a late bloomer too. I restarted my life again at age 60 because I went through a divorce. And yeah, I was one of those that had to dig deep and say, okay, what am I going to do? So I just sat down and thought, okay, I want a residual income. I don't want to do this the rest of my life. Maybe I don't want to be a psychologist all my life, even though I got my degree when I was 54. It took me 17 years, but I did it. So I am the stick-to-it queen. But right now, what I've been doing is I've partnered with an amazing company that produces anti-aging skincare technology. And as Teresa says, she's just loving the products. Your face, by the way, doesn't look red at all. It looks beautiful.
Thank you. No makeup, y'all. I'm brave. No makeup. Because I have lupus. And so, as she said, the butterfly,
beautiful.
No makeup.
Yeah, because we had talked and I said, I think I have something that can help you have a better life, that I can help you, that, can give you residual income. Mm-hmm. It's all about that. It's all about multiple streams of revenue. And I've really been working at that for the past few years. You know what? I'm not putting all of my eggs in one basket. I'm going to have lots of baskets, and I want to make money while I'm sleeping. So as Kim says, she coaches people on their finances. I sat down and I realized, what is it I need to do to get where I want to go? And how can I help people along the way? And it took me a little bit to get out of my own head, out of my own way, to say that I was cheating on my degree. It was like, wow, it took you so long to get that degree and you finally got it. And now you want to be a professional network marketer. Yeah, I do. Because who says I can't do it? I can't do it all. Who says that I can't marry the two? Who says that being a life coach, I'm a board certified life coach. There aren't a whole lot of us that have national board certification in there. And why can't I take that power, that learning, and create just amazing teams all throughout the world? So that's my journey, person by person by beautiful person. And I'm just really honored to be on here, Teresa. Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you so much. Dorsey, tell us what inspires you to keep doing what you're doing. I know there's ups and downs in everybody's business. So tell us when the days are rough, when it's not working out, when something's flopped. What inspires you to take that next step and to keep going?
Well, honestly, it really hit last year in 2017 because I, sort of like Dr. Sue, I reinvented myself because out of college, I had started my own company, my first company, and it was a residential commercial cleaning service. And had that for about 15 years. And then we sold it. And then that's when I started to try and figure out what I want to do, what I want to put together. And, I've always wanted to write, and I've always said I was a writer, and, put that on the back burner. And so I finally started to put everything together into, this health and wellness, holistic lifestyle, and bring in the dance and movement. And what hit me was last year, because we get that fear, and you get, okay, if I want to be a writer, well, who's going to care what I have to say? Because I love people like Stephen King and, some of these others. Well, okay, they wrote their first book at some point. They weren't who they are now when they started. I can't help, I can only speak for me. And it was one of those, I thought, who's going to want to hear what I have to say? Who cares? What do I even know to tell anybody? Even with all these years of experience and living the lifestyle that I've lived. And it really hit last year in 2017 because my mother passed away, like I said, when she was 47. And then last year I turned 47. And I thought, wow, all of a sudden I realized I have now been here longer than she was on this planet. What am I waiting for? What is the worst that can happen? Like you said, Teresa, earlier, okay, if you flop, whoop-de-doo-doo, like, we say, my grandmother used to say, in Texas, suck it up, buttercup, and let's go, just, and so I finally just said, I just need to figure out, and for me, being in the health and wellness space, there are a ton of people in that space, and trying to figure out, what makes me unique and sets me apart from everyone else that's saying a lot of the same thing. I have information that you can find on Google. It's not as though you can't find it. So how do I find, my own unique niche? And it's just by being me. Nobody else can be me and bring the crazy color hair and the fun in it. And so, it's just, one of the things I did start doing this year, and for me, it's made a world of difference, thinking back to, from last year, being 47, losing my mom when she was 47, and then starting to put I'm always talking about simple steps and micro habits. That's my big thing. And something for me that has been fundamental to keep me moving when I have those doubts and those fears that literally wants to make me sit at the computer and either not do anything or get up from the computer and leave, I started listening to different meditations at night as I'm going to sleep. So it's subconscious. And I'm hearing all these, wealth manifestations and health manifestations. And then in the morning, I have a 5-minute journal. It's the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. And so for me, the meditations and doing the journaling, and also as much as I love social media, stopping with watching it so much. And with the comparison disease, what are they doing? Oh, they're doing this and I'm not doing that yet. Oh, So stopping all of that and just realizing, like Dr. Sue, bloom where you are, no matter what age. It doesn't matter. As long as you bloom, it makes no difference. And if you succeed, great. If you fail, I don't believe in failure. Like you said, it's just one of those things. The only reason you failed is because you didn't do it. It's really not a failure. You just learned one new way not to do it. Right. Just don't do it that way. Try it another way, and you and I worked together, and I think it was, so much has happened. I said, I wanted to be an author. I said, I'm a writer. I wanted to be a writer. And then we worked together. And do you know, after it was a second book and a third book came out in 3 months. Bam, bam, bam. One after the other. They were all bestsellers. And I'm now working on my 4th book, which is mine on my own.
That's so great. Kim, we're doing our wrap-up session. So tell us a little bit about what inspires you and what you would give people. What you would tell them to go to the next. And you're muted for some reason.
So can you repeat that for me?
I said, tell me what one thing you would say to someone who, maybe has reached a stumbling block.
Okay, yes. So I have to tell myself this, right? I'm actually working with a nutrition coach right now, and so many things parallel. The thing that I would say to my people when I'm coaching them or talking to them when they've been in a class with me is, if you fall down or you, what we said, fail, but it's really not a failure, it's a great learning lesson, get back on the horse and ride. Pick up and don't give up. So many people, I see people at church that will stop and tell me, oh, I did it for a while and I just stopped. Mm-hmm. What? You can pick up. You may have some mess to clean up, but just like in a meal plan, when I screw up, I can go back and start afresh. And so I tell them that, we have a do-over. What a great thing to have a do-over.
So true. Trish, tell us what you would tell somebody who's reached that stumbling block.
Believe in yourself. It begins with you, and it begins here and then up here. It's believing that you have that confidence and self-confidence to share your message. It's believing that you are a subject matter expert. And it's believing that people actually want to hear you. And once you believe that, it's then what I call taking 60 seconds of insane courage and stepping up and acting and sharing that message with those people out there. The biggest thing I say to people, there's two things I say. One is, are you really that selfish? Are you that selfish to let your fear, that mindset, all those negative thoughts stop you from sharing something that maybe one person who reads your book, one person who reads your post, one person that sees a video or hears you speak could change their life, and they're waiting to hear that. And if you let the fear and the mindset and all those things stop you, then you're being selfish, and you really don't want to do that. And then the other thing that backs that up is that it's not about you. It is never about you. It's always about the people who read your book. It's always about that one person that you can change their life. It's about them. And so when you realize that, that becomes extremely empowering. And when you become able to believe and have that confidence and set up and act and share, then you're empowering yourself for success in anything you want to do.
So true. Dr. Sue, close us out. Tell us what you would tell someone who's reached that stumbling block.
I would tell somebody that the chains that they feel are actually made out of paper, and that they can break them at any time.
It's so true.
And I would also remind them, you know, we have there used to be, there's a Kenny Rogers song, and the name is Tell It All, and there's a line in there that says, in the dungeon of your mind, who you got chained to the wall.
Oh.
And that says, you know what? It's all in your head. You can do it. My greatest achievements have been totally outside of my comfort zone. I have a very dear friend who will always catapult me out of my comfort zone. And she does it and she laughs because she knows I'll rise to the occasion. Because you know what? I'm not going to stop myself anymore. I've had too many people in my life stop me or try to stop me. When I was going through my education and everything, I mean, I was working. I had 2 jobs, and I was working and going to school full time. And I said, you guys can laugh at me, and you can say whatever you want to say about me, but the only thing you're going to see is the back of my head getting smaller and smaller as I move ahead from you, away from you, and grow in life.
So true.
So I challenge everybody to break the paper chains.
Good.
And to ask yourself, you know what, am I comfortable? If I'm not, I better get uncomfortable, because that's when I'm really going to grow.
I think that's so true. There is no success, there's no great things in your comfort zone. You have to step out. You have to make sure that you are sharing your story, that you are putting it out there, because whether you are in an MLM, whether you own your own business, whether you're a speaker, a writer, whatever product you're selling, you have to have a story that goes with that. You have a passion, a reason for being in that company, something it did for you, something that you know it'll do for others. So you have to learn how to be turnkey with that and to share it in a way that empowers others, because you are not the end all. Trust me. And if you flop, you think a whole bunch of people are going to be all upset and all. Really, probably nobody's going to notice you stumble. Just get back up.
No.
Be there the next day in the same power and the same deal. Trust me, you're going to notice the mistakes that you made a whole lot more than the world is, because they're not all watching you like you think they are. I mean, you think that everybody's there and it's going to be this colossal mistake. But no, and if somebody says something, just tell them, yep, that was my oops moment. Everybody has one. And move on, because everybody.
Well, and people want you to be real.
Yes.
Yep.
They want to see, you know, those that they're looking towards as a mentor or a leader, coach, whatever, as someone that is real, that, hey, I have oops moments, you know, I fail, I get stuck in the fear, the why me, you know, and I love that you said it, you know, we all have mentors. There's people I look to and follow, and there's a reason why. They're steps ahead of where I want to be. I'm
reminded of the movie. Did anybody see the movie Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Okay, so even Wonder Woman had a mentor. Because if you remember, when she was learning how to fight, she had a mentor. And I love the movie because she never forgot who she was. Mm-hmm. She would tell herself, I am Diane, I am daughter of, and she would remind herself who she was, and where she came from, and what her purpose was. So
I think
I'm
that's so
challenging
true.
everybody to be Wonder Woman.
I think that's so true. Thank every one of y'all for being on with us tonight. The recording will be up by in the morning. I'm so thankful that y'all are in our tribe, that y'all are really there when I need you, and that you step up, step out, and share your stories, because not everybody's that brave. Video is scary to some. I found that out as we put this up, because they were all great if they could call me on their phone. They weren't so great when I told them we were going to be on video. They were like, oh, no, that's not happening. And so, I mean, everybody has a video. I think video is great, because I think when you can look in someone's eyes and connect with them, it makes a world of difference than just hearing their words. You can see their heart. And so I think
Tracy, you want to hear a quick story about getting over your fear of video? I was doing a video. It was supposed to be an interview with somebody. We were supposed to be talking about the psychology of aging, and she lost her audio portion. So I had to do a 1-hour monologue on video. I got over my fear. Let me tell you.
that'll do it. That will definitely do it. Thank y'all so much. We'll be back tomorrow night with a whole new group of women. As I said, I look forward to the magazines and the Huffington Post coming up with each of you. So thank y'all, and y'all be great. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Thank you.